Welcome to Friday FAQ. I thought I'd check in with you this Friday using frequently asked questions or just addressing a few of your questions instead of my Friday feature. I'll get back to that next week. Some of you have asked about travel mate resources. You don't want to be out here alone and you want people to camp with. And I highly recommend that you go to the CRVL forum. And I will put that link in the video description, so go there and check that out. You can meet all kinds of wonderful people that will help out newbies and take you under their wing and camp with you. As I shared in my last video, I just don't think that I'm the resource for traveling with and camping with because my health fluctuates so much. I might be okay one day and not the next. And sometimes I have to go depending on noise or weather or whatever's going on. And so I want to meet up. I said that last time and I want to say it again. I want to meet you guys, but meetups are different than traveling and camping with me. And so I'm working this out as I go along. I just know that I'm probably not the best travel mate for you, but go to the forum and that's a good place to start. Also, the RTR is coming up in January. I'm very excited about that because I always get to meet new people, but again, it's really difficult for me because I never know if I'm going to be okay. One class I'll plan on going to and then I can't, and then another class I'm able to go to and I've missed out on some things. I just have to play it by ear all the time, but I will be there and I want to meet everybody, and I'll just do it as I can, and I hang out in my van otherwise. And that works for me, but it doesn't seem to always work for social circumstances. And somebody asked me or said something about why do I always share how hard it is and all of that, and that it seems to make people feel bad on my channel for watching if all of this is so difficult for me. And I've been thinking about that because people do seem to ask, you know, why do you do this if it's so difficult for you? Why are you van dwelling if your health is at risk? And one, I do the YouTube, and I think I explained that because it means so much to me and it's something I can do, and I get to connect with you guys, and that means a lot to me. And the reason that I'm in my van is because overall that is healthier for me than the other options. And as far as things being difficult for me and it making people feel bad, that's not my intent. But I got to tell you, that's kind of like going and watching a Special Olympics event, which my son used to be in Special Olympics, and I know how hard all of those athletes work to get to that point. And so saying that you don't want to watch my YouTube channel because it's so difficult for me, or that it makes you uncomfortable, is kind of like going to a Special Olympics event and saying that you don't want to celebrate with those kids and root those athletes on because you know how difficult it is for them, and they have to work 10, 20, 50 times harder than anybody else just to get to that point in their life. That's just part of it. Celebrate that. I'm certainly not going to quit talking about it or hide it because it makes people uncomfortable or something. That is who I am. That's what this channel is about, and I will always share what is hard and difficult and challenging for me so that people can see that it can be overcome and that maybe it gives hope to others. So I'm sorry if that makes some of you uncomfortable, and I'm sorry if you just don't get why I'm out here and why I keep doing it even though it's hard, difficult, challenging, and takes me so much longer than other people to do things. But that's the reality of it. It's no different than the Special Olympic athletes. They work very hard and 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 times harder than anyone else. And it's to be celebrated, I think. So having said that, I want to also tell you that I'm not getting around to answering all the comments. I want to, I'm trying, but I do read every single one of them, and every single one of them means a lot to me. I am here, I am reading every comment, and I'm replying to those that I can. Please keep them coming. Having said that, life out here on the road can be very challenging. I think a lot of people think that they're going to get in their rig, whatever it might be, car, van, RV, Class B, Class C, Class A, hit the road and live in Shangri-La the rest of the days and, you know, sip Mai Tais at sunset. And there are those days. But a lot of the times, it's just very challenging. Everything takes longer normally, let alone if you have a brain injury or some other disability. Everything takes longer than it usually does because we don't get to flip a switch and turn on a light, or just some of the other conveniences that come in sticks and bricks. And when you go and you can't find campsites and you can't find things that accommodate you, you end up, or at least I do, I'll speak for myself, paying for campground sometimes or paying for a hotel. That has happened to me twice out here, that I have gone to a hotel because I felt like I was going to have a meltdown. And it happened this time. You guys have been following me in my day in the life, and you know what all's been happening. And I opted to come to a hotel for a couple of nights. And I could not have done that without my ad fees from YouTube, you guys buying my books, and using my Amazon affiliate. And for those of you that get after me for saying that's begging, I'm sorry. No, it's not. I work hard for that. I put in a lot of hours every week to deliver these YouTube videos, and I love doing it. That is not begging. Asking you guys to use my Amazon affiliate or buy my book, that's a product that you're getting. I'm not begging. And I hope that I didn't offend anyone by using some of that money and coming to a hotel. But it took me several showers before I felt human again. And I've done my nails and everything, and I'm feeling girly again. Out in the forest, out in the desert, it's dirt. Dirt, 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 dirt everywhere. And then when you're running around and trying to find campgrounds and campsites and everything, it just sometimes builds up. Having said that, I will say that's only happened to me, like I said, twice, where I felt like that I had to get off the road for a little while. And I know that there are diehards out here and that will not pay for a campground, let alone go to a hotel or do anything like that. I'm not opposed to paying rent. I can't afford rent on my disability in city life, and I'm not saying that I want to live in the city. In fact, here in the hotel up above my room, somebody keeps walking in the middle of the night, and I'm like, oh my God, I so remember what it's like to live in an apartment. And I'm grateful for my van. And I'm grateful for the couple of days that I've had in a hotel to feel human and girly again. By the time you see this, I will have checked out, and I will be headed to my next location, and you're going to get to see that on A Day in the Life coming up, I think, on maybe Monday or Tuesday. But I will be clean, my rig will be clean, my laundry will be done, and I will be refreshed, and it has been worth it to me. One question that a few of you have had is, where do I find legal places to stay in the city? Well, first of all, I don't like doing that, so I avoid that at all costs, but sometimes it's unavoidable. And there are several places that I have found that are legal. Walmart is one place that you can stay, but it is getting severely abused. So even if there are rigs in the parking lot, I check. I stay one night, and I don't camp in their parking lot. By that I mean that I don't put out my chair, my table, set up a grill, all of that, which people do that I think is ruining it for everyone else. And quite honestly, I don't think that's fair to Walmart. They're being very generous to let people stay overnight in their parking lot. So that is one place, of course. And then there's Camping World. They allow, well, I've run into a couple that didn't, but mostly they allow people to stay overnight. There are some other stores that specify that you can stay overnight. Some of the sporting goods stores, again, you have to check. And then, of course, truck stops. Someone has said that they've heard that truck stops are unsavory or even unsafe. And I got to tell you, in my 2 years out here, I have never run into that. Others think that maybe truckers don't like RVers being at their truck stop, and that's not true. Usually, especially the big truck stops, they'll have RV parking and truck parking. Of course, I don't qualify for either one of those. I'm in a van, but still, I have not run into a problem with any truck stop being anti-RV, pro-truck. They're usually separated, and it's not a problem. There have been a couple of truck stops that will say no RV parking overnight, and they'll have signs up or something, but that is so, actually two, in the 2 years I've been out here, so that's very rare. On my smartphone, I have a folder that's called a travel folder, and I have all of my resources on it to look up stuff. And for city camping, I use Allstays. It's called Truck and Travel, and they will list everything from roadside parks that let you stay overnight instead of just pulling in for a few hours, to truck stops and anything that might be available for overnight stays. That's where I stay in the city legally for overnight, one-night stops. If you have any more questions, let me know and I'll address them in the next FAQ. You can send it to me either on my email or on my public Facebook page by the same name, Deborah Dickinson, TBI Vangirl. So I hope that answers some of your questions. Life is good. I'll see you down the road. I don't know the...